This video was made possible by EA Game Changers.
Hi guys, rachybop here. Welcome to my Sims 4 Island Living review. So I've had some early access time with the game. Admittedly, not a huge amount of time. I got access on Tuesday night and it's now Thursday afternoon. And usually I wouldn't do a review so quick because I don't like to rush these things, but I feel with this pack, I can wholeheartedly say it's going to be years before I've done everything within it, so I know that I can review it properly already. So I've made some notes, I'm going to go through them and show you some footage on screen of my time playing the game. So first of all, there's absolutely a ton of new stuff. I haven't even had chance to go look through it all yet. I've touched a little bit on Cass, touched a little bit on build by mode, and honestly there's so much. Without a doubt, this pack is worth the price tag, and I think the subject matter will appeal to so many people. It just opens up a whole new aspect of the game. So in my opinion, it adds so much. It's a beautiful world you're immediately immersed in. And they very cleverly made it look like there's a lot of water. Now there is a lot of water, but it's not typically like, oh, you get to the beach and then it's ocean. It's sort of like little mounds of sand and islands, and there's deep bits and there's shallow bits and there's coral, and it takes you a while to get your bearings, and in fact I don't think I've still got my bearings, but it's just very cleverly designed. There are some incredible additions, for example dolphins, frogs, the floats. I love those, how they just sort of bob along. That's such a nice touch that you can get on the float and it just slowly bobs with the tide. The volcano is stunning to look at. Just all these little things that really add to the game. But there's also, of course, there's some letdowns. Some things that I just think, why would you put that in there? So there's rabbit holes, for example, I think the waterfall is one. I haven't tested that myself, but I do remember them saying that that is one. And also when you go scuba diving, like you can go snorkeling and look under the water, but when they go scuba diving, they actually just disappear. But cool stuff might happen while they're down there, usual kind of rabbit hole stuff. But I'm not a huge fan of the whole rabbit hole thing. Also the seagulls, I mean, it's a really cool concept that when the seagulls land on the water, they sort of sit like real seagulls do and float around and then they fly off. But these seagulls look like they died on the water. Like when I first saw it, I was like, what is that, a dead animal? That's a bit morbid to put in. Am I killing my animals because I'm not like looking after my island? No, they're just sleeping. And then they'll fly off. Like, it's really disturbing how they look. If I was making it and I'd seen the way it looks, I mean, maybe I'm the only one, but they just look dead. If I'd have seen it and how they look, I would have been like, we'll probably just leave them flying around because that doesn't look right. And another thing is that when you go into first person and you look underwater, it just looks like you're flying, so all the fish look like they're flying and everything, like there's no blueness of the underwater, and there's the blueness of the divide, but everything under the water is not blue. And I just think they could have tinted the coral and the floor under a certain terrain level so that it would appear blue when you actually went under the water level, but as it happens it just looks silly. And I know that first person was added as kind of a fun thing and it's not supposed to be taken too seriously, but at the end of the day it's in the game, and I'm sure Island Living was well on its way to being made when it was put in, so it's something that should really have been made right, I think. It's also a little bit buggy. Now these things might iron out by release. We certainly as Game Changers have a place we can report bugs, and I know plenty of people have been doing, so hopefully a lot of these will be ironed out pretty quickly. The Sims team are very good with bugs, but some I've noticed, I love a good bug, but where my sim will just be standing around a lot or sort of stuck standing. That did fix itself in the end. I found it was down to me trying to cheat her needs. My odd jobs weren't working at first, but they eventually sorted themselves out as well. Sometimes my sim was swimming in her clothes. There was the bottles that were supposed to be floating in the sea were like hovering over the sand with a shadow. My dolphin would disappear, but my sim was still interacting with them. My mermaid sim would still have her tail on while she was running, and like little things like try for a baby in the waterfall wasn't actually listed, it just said try for a baby, and you had to kind of guess which one was in the waterfall. So it is buggy in places, but I think with the amount of content that's been added, that's kind of to be expected. This pack has genuinely made me want to play for my own pleasure, which I haven't done in a very long time. I actually want to dive in deep to it, oh excuse the pun, and just really immerse myself in the whole, in Solani and the whole world, and there's so much to do and see. I love it. There's cool sand castles, you can, and it's really a busy place. There's plenty of other sims building sandcastles and swimming around and snorkeling and just living life. The odd jobs are incredible. They're really funny, like little listings, a really good way of living off the island and just keeping busy without actually having to get a job. Because if you live somewhere like that, why would you? You can take really cool underwater photos that you can then put on your wall. They're pretty awesome. The conservationist career is incredible. You can actually become a marine biologist. There's another branch as well, but it's really, really awesome. I haven't got all the way through that yet, but from what I've seen happens, there's just so much to see. And you still got things from the other packs that are quite annoying, like Vlad still comes to your door and you still get a pop-up saying, do you want some earbuds? Like, no, I'm chatting to my dolphin who's now my soulmate. I don't want earbuds. I never did want earbuds. So the game is still clunky, but it's better. The more they add in, the more your sim is doing. The dolphins are absolutely hilarious. They have so much character. The sound effects are incredible. They like have such a strong character. They decide if they like you. They make funny noises if they don't want to do things, and you have to really work on that relationship with them to unlock all the things. There's so much to do and you get complete island vibes playing it no matter where you are. I did see a shark in my time playing, but my sim didn't die. They were actually very happy for seeing it. They were like, whoa, that was great. As you do. I'd be like that. If I didn't die, I'd be quite happy as well. And also, one last thing to touch on, mermaids are incredible. You get a lot more gameplay trying to find them and trying to sort of become one and all that kind of thing naturally than you will if you just go make one in cast, but you can just do that. They look incredible. You can make all different colours and stuff. They just look awesome. You can do, they're kind of freaky, like, and vindictive. Mine was. The most beautiful touch for me is putting the mermaids in the bath and just seeing their tails wish out. It looks so good. There's so much more for you to discover. There's so much information out there being shared because there are a lot of game changers now, but this is the kind of pack that there is so much that I'm hoping that we won't have seen everything. It's impossible for us to have seen everything in the amount of time we've had to play with it, and there's still so much to discover, and honestly it brings so much joy playing a pack like this and actually finding these things yourself, going and finding that dolphin and trying to be friends and finding who's the mermaids and building a house, and it's all a beautiful world, so immersive. There's so much I haven't talked about, but honestly, like, I could easily give this pack 5 big fat mermaids because it's just the best pack ever and I love it and it's worth every single penny. I couldn't recommend it more. And I love that the team have brought this to us, so thank you so much to Sims team for bringing us such an incredible pack. And you 100% have my recommendation on this one. Let me know your thoughts and questions down in the comments. I'll try my best to answer those for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!